this is not a mummy, and not a human, not a mammal, and not a model.
Shocking images recently discovered on the dark web have sparked a frenzy among conspiracy theorists. These images, said to be sourced from classified government files, show encounters between humans and extraterrestrial beings on Earth. Are these unearthly UFOs authentic visitors from beyond the stars? Are they even real? Join us as we uncover these secret photos found on the dark web that prove aliens are real. Aliens are real. Secrets are on the dark web. Shocking images recently surfaced on the dark web that, if authentic, provide startling evidence of extraterrestrial life forms interacting with humans on Earth. The photos, allegedly obtained from classified government sources, show alien beings with elongated torsos, oversized heads, and luminescent skin that seems otherworldly. While some dismiss the photos as doctored hoaxes, experts are vigorously debating their legitimacy. Enhancement analysis has so far found no definite signs of manipulation, bewildering those who study the images. The unconventional structure of the humanoid figures defies all logical scientific explanations of what we know about anatomy and life's development. If proven genuine, these photos could shake up established institutions and radically reshape dominant worldviews. The implications are enormous. Confirmation that intelligent alien civilizations have reached Earth would force a complete reassessment of humanity's position and future in the cosmos. Religions would struggle with theological questions, while society tries to grasp the personal and societal significance of the revelations. Yet, suspicions linger about the suspicious release and distribution methods for photos with such momentous significance. Why relegate earth-shattering evidence to the most shadowy corners of the digital world rather than openly sharing the knowledge? This question leaves some wondering whether darker motivations of manipulation could be at play by those behind these images. Nonetheless, the allure of finally having evidence of alien encounters has ignited global fascination. Curiosity about Area 51, UFO sightings, and Roswell can transform from speculative belief to tangible reality. Until more light is shed on the source and authenticity of these photos, they remain an internet phenomenon that has recharged a sense of mystery and unlimited possibility in the universe. Mayor Rahm Emanuel is a shapeshifter. The video is blurry and poorly lit, filmed on a shaky cell phone camera. But what it shows is shocking enough to become famous online. We see Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel speaking at a press conference when something strange happens to his eyes. They start to change, getting darker and expanding until they look like black orbs. Thin membranes slide over his eyes, like a reptile's inner eyelids. After a few seconds, his eyes go back to normal, while everyone in the room is stunned. The video went viral, getting over 12 million views in the first week. People had different opinions about what caused the strange eye change. Some said it was just a glitch in the video, while others thought it proved that Rahm Emanuel is a shape-shifting reptilian, as some conspiracy theories claim. While there's no clear explanation for the video, some people think Emanuel didn't even realize his eyes were changing, suggesting he might have temporarily lost control of his human form. Biologists say the eyelids seen in the video resemble those of reptiles, which could have evolved for underwater vision or protection while hunting. Rahm Emanuel has been the mayor of Chicago since 2011 and used to work for President Obama. Some conspiracy theorists believe that powerful people like him are reptilian aliens who secretly control the world. They point to other famous figures like Pope Francis and Tom Cruise, who have also been rumored to have strange eye activity. Without more evidence, the idea that these people are shape-shifting reptilians is just a conspiracy theory. But the mysterious video from Chicago City Hall has become part of online folklore, sparking debates between believers and skeptics. The truth behind it all remains unknown. General Petraeus as a shapeshifter. The excitement fills the auditorium as General David Petraeus, a highly respected four-star general and former CIA director, steps onto the stage. He begins to speak about his military experiences, but suddenly stops and appears unwell. As he struggles to maintain his balance, his face starts to distort in strange ways, almost like it's melting or changing shape. Before anyone can react, he collapses to the floor. The audience is thrown into chaos, with people shouting and confused. General Petraeus is quickly taken away for medical treatment, while experts analyze footage of the incident. They confirm that the strange facial distortions were not caused by digital manipulation, but the exact cause remains unknown. Online, some people suggest that Petraeus is actually one of the rumored reptilian shapeshifters who secretly control the world. According to this conspiracy theory, powerful leaders are actually aliens in disguise, able to maintain human form through concentration. They believe that Petraeus's collapse caused him to briefly reveal his true alien form. While medical experts suggest conditions like Bell's palsy or transient ischemic attacks as possible explanations, skeptics argue that video artifacts or lighting could have caused the strange appearance. Similar phenomena have been reported in folklore for centuries, often associated with supernatural beings revealing their true form. Without solid evidence, these claims remain speculative. But for conspiracy theorists, the video confirms their suspicions. And for those who witnessed the incident, no ordinary explanation seems to fit the bizarre events that unfolded on stage. Something inexplicable happened, leaving many questions unanswered. Multiple UFO sightings over Washington, D.C. in the 1940s to 50s. In the summer of 1952, Washington, D.C. experienced a surge in sightings of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, leading to one of the most remarkable mass UFO events in modern history. It all started with occasional blips on radar and mysterious lights in the sky, but by July, reports of unknown aircraft soared. Commercial pilots, air traffic controllers, and military jets reported encountering these objects, which moved at incredible speeds and performed maneuvers beyond the capabilities of known aircraft. Despite efforts by Air Force fighters to intercept them, the UFOs evaded capture, causing both excitement among the public and concern among authorities. The climax occurred on July 19th, when radar at Washington National Airport detected 7 unidentified objects flying over the Capitol, violating restricted airspace. Despite attempts by fighter jets to intercept them, the UFOs disappeared without a trace, leaving radar operators puzzled. The following weekend, thousands of people witnessed glowing formations of UFOs hovering over DC landmarks, sparking panic and flooding emergency lines. Military aircraft chased the UFOs, but they disappeared into the sunset, leaving behind a bewildered public and exhausted pilot. Despite Air Force investigations attributing the sightings to illusions and temperature inversions, UFO interest groups remained convinced of a government cover-up. 60 years later, the 1952 Washington UFO sightings remain unexplained, with many still intrigued by the possibility of alien visitors and secrets hidden behind the veil of security and time. 6 soldiers encounter strange craft in the Korean War. First-hand accounts from servicemen describing unidentified flying objects are an integral part of UFO history from World War II onwards. Such reports underscore the enigma not merely of unknown aerial technology, far exceeding human capabilities, but of apparent extraterrestrial interest in our planet's conflicts. Among the most ominous and unnerving war-era UFO cases is that of 6 American soldiers whose brush with the unknown brought dire personal consequences. The incident occurred near Chorwon, Korea in March 1951, where GIs were staging an artillery bombardment on communist forces. As high explosive shells arched over batteries firing relentlessly, a bazooka unit occupying a small hilltop was stunned to see a strange aircraft descend and hover silently just beyond their position. The otherworldly craft, described as saucer-shaped with a distinct purple glow, made no sound beyond a faint humming. But as soldiers beheld its arrival with awe, terror arose as the mysterious visitor demonstrated clearly hostile intentions. With no warning, a beam of searing purple light lanced from the alien craft, instantly incinerating a shell in mid-flight above in a dazzling detonation of energy. More lances followed, precisely targeting and destroying a barrage meant for distant enemy lines. From the UFO's silent barrage, violent shockwaves buffeted the hill and sent soldiers diving for cover. The stalking craft then swept its weapon directly across the position where one soldier observed in horror, his sleeve disintegrating from his arm as he stared agape into the beam. Its effects spared flesh, but the dispersed energy wave knocked the entire unit unconscious. When personnel awake, they are racked with symptoms resembling radiation sickness. Within days, 2 perish. The survivors are discreetly removed from duty, facing interrogation and threats against sharing their terrifying ordeal. Decades later, when witnesses break imposed silence, their accounts still evoke the nightmare of that purple twilight when death stared down from the cold vastness beyond imagining. Black holes in the Milky Way. At the heart of our Milky Way galaxy sits a supermassive black hole called Sagittarius A. It's incredibly massive, equivalent to over 4 million suns, squeezed into a tiny point called a singularity. Black holes like Sagittarius A are formed when dying stars collapse under their own gravity, becoming so dense that even light can't escape. Sagittarius A plays a crucial role in shaping and moving our galaxy. It spins the Milky Way through its gravitational pull, helping shape its spiral structure. Over billions of years, it has consumed gas, dust, and even stars, growing larger and more powerful. Detecting black holes is challenging because they are small and have strong gravity. The image of Sagittarius A, released in 2022, was a significant achievement, showing its shadow. Other methods involve observing how black holes affect nearby matter, such as emitting X-rays or bending light. The future of Sagittarius A and the Milky Way is uncertain. Possibilities range from colliding with the Andromeda Galaxy to being consumed by our central black hole. However, these events wouldn't happen for billions of years. Whether life will still exist in our galaxy to witness its fate remains unknown. The Hand of God Nebula. In deep, deep space, there's a fascinating image known as the Hand of God. It's actually a pulsar wind nebula, formed when a massive star explodes, leaving behind a dense neutron star. As the neutron star spins, it shoots out high-energy particles at nearly the speed of light. These particles collide with surrounding gas clouds, making them glow in different colors, with blue being the brightest in X-ray light. The Hand of God is huge, spanning over 200 light-years across. What's really captivating is its hand-like shape, complete with finger-like tendrils of glowing gas. Scientists are still figuring out how these nebulae get their shapes, but they think it could be due to differences in stellar winds or gas density. In the Hand of God, one part of the palm has been fading over time, suggesting changes in density or composition. But we're still not sure why it looks so much like a hand reaching out. It's one of those mysteries of space that keeps scientists intrigued and searching for answers. The Ghost Nebula. In the depths of space lies the Ghost Nebula, also known as SH-136, a reflection nebula located over 2,000 light-years away in the Puppis constellation. Unlike bright emission nebulae, reflection nebulae like this one don't emit their own light, but instead reflect light from nearby stars. In this case, the Ghost Nebula reflects light from hot, young stars in the NGC 2467 star cluster, giving it an eerie glow. Spectral filters reveal the Ghost Nebula's true nature, showing chaotic networks of dense knots in hydrogen gas, intricate patterns, and ominous dark columns of cooler dust. Human imagination might see familiar shapes like spectral sentinels and drifting phantoms, but science unveils the cold reality behind these ghostly apparitions. As astronomers investigate the mysteries of the universe, they uncover secrets stranger than fiction, where space and time blend to forge new worlds from the remnants of the old. What other ghostly specters await discovery in the vast expanse of space, waiting for curious minds to uncover their secrets? Roaming black holes. Solitary black holes roam the Milky Way like unseen phantoms, born from the collapsed remnants of massive stars. Unlike their counterparts in binary systems, these black holes drift through interstellar space without any gravitational ties to galaxies or star clusters. Detecting these solitary black holes is challenging since they lack the accretion disks or collisions with matter that generate detectable X-rays. Instead, astronomers must rely on chance encounters with other objects. It's believed that most solitary black holes form when binary systems break up, with the more massive black hole remaining while the lighter companion is flung away. Estimates suggest there could be around 1,000 roaming black holes in the Milky Way, with the chances of encountering one increasing over the vast expanse of the galaxy. Telescopic tracking technology is improving, allowing for better detection and understanding of these elusive objects. While the likelihood of a close encounter with a solitary black hole is low, the possibility remains over cosmic timescales. However, until evidence of such encounters arises, we can only speculate about the unseen cosmic phantoms silently passing through the darkness of space. The alien abduction of Air Force Sergeant Lovett. In the desolate Badlands of New Mexico, a chilling encounter with extraterrestrial beings unfolds on the night of October 10, 1956. Air Force Sergeant Jonathan Lovett, accompanied by Major William Cunningham, ventures into the wilderness near Holloman Air Force Base to search for debris from recent rocket tests. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierces the air, drawing Cunningham to Lovett's aid. To his horror, Cunningham witnesses Lovett suspended in mid-air, ensnared by a tractor beam emanating from a glowing disc-shaped craft hovering above. Despite its resemblance to a classic flying saucer, the craft's machined surface reveals its artificial origin. Helpless to intervene, Cunningham can only radio for assistance as the UFO swiftly ascends, carrying Lovett with it. Authorities find Cunningham in a state of shock, but Lovett remains missing for 3 days until a rancher discovers his mutilated corpse, drained of blood, 10 miles from the abduction site. Government agents quickly remove the body, fueling rumors of extraterrestrial experimentation aboard the alien vessel. Despite decades of speculation, no further clues have emerged to unravel the mysteries surrounding Lovett's tragic fate. Jonathan Lovett's story serves as a haunting reminder that not all who venture into the unknown emerge as heroes. Instead, his fate serves as a testament to the unfathomable dangers that lurk beyond the reaches of our understanding. The Gorman dogfight over New Mexico. Since humanity first cast its gaze toward the heavens, the enigma of unidentified flying objects has captivated and unsettled observers on Earth. Even in the era of modern flight, encounters with apparent alien craft challenge our understanding of aerospace technology. For Air National Guard pilot George Gorman, a routine training flight over Albuquerque, New Mexico, in October 1948, took an unexpected turn into the unknown. While flying over the city at around 8:30 p.m., Gorman spotted a fast-moving, bluish-white light approaching. Upon closer inspection, he discerned a distinct disc-shaped object adorned with lights along its edges. After alerting his control tower, Gorman attempted to intercept the mysterious craft. However, despite his efforts, the UFO effortlessly outpaced his jet, reaching speeds of up to 600 miles per hour. Throughout the encounter, the object repeatedly changed color and executed maneuvers that defied the capabilities of conventional aircraft. Despite being pursued for over half an hour and covering a distance of more than 100 miles, the UFO vanished without a trace, leaving Gorman perplexed and unable to offer a rational explanation. Gorman's testimony sparked widespread interest and speculation, with experts ruling out conventional explanations such as faulty perception or military prototypes. With no plausible earthly origin for the unidentified craft, many viewed the incident as compelling evidence of extraterrestrial activity in Earth's skies. Navy pilots spot unidentified objects off California. Since the advent of the space age, sightings of unidentified flying objects by the public have often been dismissed as misidentified natural phenomena or human technology. However, when highly trained military personnel operating advanced monitoring equipment report anomalous aerial vehicles exhibiting intelligent maneuvering, doubts arise regarding our control of the skies and space. One such incident occurred on July 14, 2021, off the Southern California coast, where a Navy destroyer was sailing. Two experienced fighter pilots flying FA-18 jets from the USS Omaha observed an oblong object hovering 700 feet above the warship. As they approached, the object swiftly ascended out of sight. Astonishingly, Omaha's advanced naval targeting system identified the object as two distinct vehicles flying in formation without visible wings, rotors, or propulsion. Upon returning to scan the training airspace, the pilots radioed an air controller aboard the USS Princeton cruiser. They were shocked to learn that radar tracking revealed not two, but up to 100 identical objects holding at 20,000 feet, displaying speeds beyond known aircraft capabilities. Footage captured by the jets and Princeton showed featureless oblong cylinders moving erratically before suddenly disappearing. Despite intense scrutiny, the recorded observations could not be attributed to any known natural or technological source. The Pentagon's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force categorized the vehicles as unidentified anomalous phenomena after evaluating data from various military platforms. Theories speculate about radical new propulsion technology or our lack of celestial supremacy. Until more evidence emerges, the truth remains elusive. Astronauts spot a V-shaped UFO. Humans may quarrel over UFO sightings on Earth, but strange lights in the heavens take on stark new meaning for observers outside Earth's obscuring atmosphere. On a March evening in 2005, the perspective on aerial anomalies changed dramatically for astronaut Leroy Chiao and his crewmates aboard the International Space Station. Shooting over Central Asia at 17,500 miles per hour, 200 miles high, the ISS offered an unprecedented view of the heavens above and Earth below. Around 8:45 p.m. Moscow time, Chiao floated onto the command deck to admire an orbital sunrise. Fellow astronauts spotted a cluster of lights arranged in an upside-down V-shape passing in front of the constellation Hercules at a lower altitude, seeming to keep pace with them. Quickly fetching cameras to record the formation, Chiao estimated each point glowed 10 times brighter than Venus to his dark, adjusted eyes. The array spanned tens of degrees across with uneven spacing between individual lights. After perhaps 45 seconds, the formation rapidly faded without changing position. Extensive analysis of digital images later failed to find any visual artifacts or physical markings that could positively identify the lights as any known celestial or man-made object. With the entire multinational crew as eyewitnesses over a prolonged encounter, explanations such as scanner reflections or optical illusions seem inadequate to explain such a mutually consistent sighting. In the following years, Chiao remained convinced the anomaly he and his crewmates observed defied ready explanation as either natural phenomena or human technology familiar to them. Such conviction from some of humanity's most rigorously trained and experienced scientific observers cannot simply be dismissed out of hand by responsible investigators. Perhaps in some quiet hall of academia or government, scientists have already cracked the mystery of such events. If so, the operators of any clandestine vehicles purposefully toying with orbiting observers remain frustratingly silent. Until such time as any shadowy curtain is drawn back, some lights in the skies shall remain defined only as unidentified. Scientists spot a UFO formation over Texas. In 1951, while scanning the night sky, amateur astronomer Dr. W.Y. Robinson gathered with teachers and graduate students from Texas Technical College to enjoy an evening watching for meteors from the backyard of his Lubbock area home. But on the night of August 25th, their astronomical outing took an extraordinary detour into the mysteries of the unexplained. Shortly after sunset, the party's gaze was attracted by a cluster of 15 to 30 bluish-green lights, moving swiftly from north to south in a distinct V formation. Luic, a local resident, also witnessed the lights from several miles to the group's southwest. Similar sightings would repeat at approximately 2-hour intervals 3 more times into the early morning hours, as attested by additional independent witnesses. Not content with superficial sightings, the Texas Tech group applied scientific rigor to understand the phenomenon they were witnessing. They took photographs and hand-drawn sketches to record the formation. Triangulation and angular calculations allowed estimates of size, velocity, and flight altitude. At closest proximity, the bulk of the formation stretched 850 feet across, with pulsating lights seeming grouped in pairs along rigid arms. After the first night, many supplementary observers joined subsequent viewings as word spread. While Federal Project Blue Book investigators arrived to gather eyewitness accounts, they provided no solid explanations. The best Air Force authorities could offer was suggesting witnesses mistook terrestrial birds reflecting street lighting, despite the superiority of the viewing conditions and testimony collected by trained scientific observers. Other logical explanations like aircraft formations or meteoric phenomena failed to align with the facts recorded. To this day, no truly convincing explanation has taken root for the recurrent sightings now known as the Lubbock Lights incident. The events stand memorialized in a historical marker where they first occurred, to preserve awareness that mysteries yet glide through the dark Texas skies, as perhaps they do elsewhere, awaiting some insightful watcher to finally tease fact from fiction. An astronaut spots a glowing green UFO. On May 15, 1963, Air Force pilot Gordon Cooper launched into Earth orbit for a record-shattering 22-orbit, 34-hour mission to personally test the effects of prolonged weightlessness on the human body. While setting endurance records for the Mercury program on his final loop around the planet, Major Cooper observed an unexpected fellow traveler join his journey, one that defied easy explanation. As Gordon guided his Faith 7 capsule across daylight skies approaching the California coast, he spotted an eerie, glowing greenish object twice the size of a pinhead held at his aircraft's length. Remaining stationary for a moment, the peculiar light soon began heading straight for his ship at a consistent speed. Quickly relaying the sighting to tracking stations, Cooper continued monitoring the anomaly now appearing larger through his periscope. Just as he prepared to switch to a wide-angle camera setting hoping to capture images, the glow underwent an abrupt course change, racing away and disappearing. Ground chatter confirmed radar briefly tracking an uncorrelated target as Cooper reported, now absent. Remaining cool under pressure, Gordon successfully splashed down hours later to a hero's welcome. But in subsequent press interviews, public relations handlers refused him permission to answer any queries about the odd craft sharing his orbital path. In later years out of uniform, Cooper repeatedly returned to candidly describing his mysterious encounter. As a veteran aviator of conventional aircraft and rockets alike, he adamantly insisted no plausible explanations aligned with all the details of his incident. Meteors, reflections, or electrical faults simply failed to match the prolonged appearance and intelligent maneuvering he observed in 1963. And Gordon Cooper maintained to his dying day a stoic belief we are not alone in soaring amongst the stars. Is there an alien city on the dark side of the moon? For decades, space enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists alike have speculated about the existence of alien life in our solar system. And one persistent theory focuses on Earth's very own natural satellite, the moon. Specifically, what might be lurking on the mysterious dark side of the moon that perpetually faces away from Earth? This side of the lunar surface has long fueled imaginations about secret extraterrestrial activity, and even entire civilizations that NASA and other space agencies are hiding from the public. The notion gained traction in the 1950s and 1960s during the space race between the US and the Soviet Union, when space exploration imagery and data were sometimes classified. In recent years, a man named Scott Waring reignited interest in the concept of an alien lunar city. Waring obtained satellite images of the dark side of the moon and noticed unusual shapes and shadows on the surface. To him, these looked like structures, artificial constructs built by intelligent life forms rather than natural topography. Zooming in on the images revealed mystifying objects of various sizes scattered across a particular region. Waring claimed the objects cast shadows indicating they were significantly tall, like buildings. He also suggested NASA actively alters any revealing photos to cover up evidence before releasing them publicly. While NASA has not directly acknowledged most conspiracy ideas about secret moon cities, the agency maintains that unusual or misleading lunar surface features often have innocuous scientific explanations. Many arise from tricks of light and the moon's intrinsic lack of an atmosphere. Still, some astronomers believe that unknown natural processes on airless moons and planets can create exotic landscapes that challenge easy explanations. For advocates like Waring, only a targeted lunar mission and exploration of the enigmatic dark side would conclusively prove or disprove the possibility that alien structures exist there. But with many countries and private companies now actively pursuing expanded moon landings, missions to investigate the far side may one day shed light on its secrets, whether shaped by aliens or nature. Until then, the prospect of a hidden extraterrestrial lunar metropolis will likely continue gripping minds and sparking speculation. Thanks for watching. Like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. And while you're still here, click the video on your screen for more mind-blowing videos.